What would childhood look like if you were born 2,000 years ago? No screens. No batteries. No plastic toys. And yet, children still found endless ways to create incredible adventures. Some of those ancient toys have survived, and they reveal a fascinating story. Imagine it's the year 100 CE. 11-year-old Julia Lucilla sits with her favorite companion, an ivory doll named Pompeia. Named after the wife of Emperor Trajan, the tiny doll stands just 20 centimeters tall, with movable arms, legs, elbows, and knees, plus a wardrobe of miniature clothes and accessories. To Julia, Pompeia is much more than a doll. One day she's hosting grand dinner parties. The next, she's helping the hero Aeneas escape the burning city of Troy. Sometimes she even joins Julia's father on imaginary journeys to Egypt. Sound familiar? It should. Children today still create worlds like these, and they've been doing it for thousands of years. Most ancient toys, though, have vanished. The simplest playthings were probably sticks, stones, or whatever children found nearby, leaving almost no trace for archaeologists. But every now and then, history leaves behind remarkable clues. Across the ancient world, archaeologists have uncovered toys that reveal how children once played. In Anatolia around 3000 BCE, children raced miniature toy carriages through the dirt. 1,000 years later in the Indus Valley, another child laughed while blowing into a dove-shaped terracotta whistle that chirped like a bird. Different civilizations, same childhood joy. Dolls are among the most intriguing discoveries, but also the hardest to understand. Many female figurines found across Africa, Europe, and Asia may have been children's toys, while others were likely sacred fertility idols. No one knows for certain. Some dolls, however, are unmistakable. In ancient Greece and Rome, dolls like Pompeia had movable joints, detailed hairstyles, and fashionable clothing modeled after real adults. Thousands of years later, Inuit children in the Arctic carried wooden or walrus tusk dolls dressed in tiny fur garments. Different cultures, same imagination. But the most universal ancient toy wasn't a doll. It was a ball. Children in Egypt, China, Greece, and Mesoamerica played with balls made from leather, linen, papyrus, palm fiber, and other natural materials. Most of their games have been lost, but a few survived in history. Greek children may have copied the adult sport epikouros, where teams tried to force opponents backward by throwing a ball across the field. Meanwhile, children in Mesoamerica may have practiced hitting a rubber ball through a stone hoop using only their hips. Or maybe they didn't, because in some regions, the game held deep religious significance, making it too sacred for children. Play wasn't always equal. In Rome and Egypt, rough ball games were usually reserved for boys. Sparta was one of the few exceptions. Around 400 BCE, Spartan girls trained alongside boys, not for equality, but because adults believed it would make them stronger mothers. Still, ancient adults saw another value in play. The philosopher Plato believed toys helped children prepare for adulthood. Building blocks, miniature farming tools, and other playthings allowed them to practice real-life skills long before they entered adult life. Eventually, childhood came to an end. Romans even used the phrase, giving up nuts, to describe growing up, since nuts were common game pieces. Young Roman girls also dedicated their favorite dolls to the gods before marriage, marking the end of childhood. Not every game disappeared with age. Knucklebones, made from the ankle bones of sheep or pigs, were played by both children and adults as dice or jacks. Strategy games were also popular, including the royal game of Ur in Mesopotamia, Go in China, Senet in Egypt, and Rome's Ludus Latrunculorum, or the game of soldiers. Nearly 2,000 years have passed since Julia Lucilla played with Pompeia. Empires have disappeared, civilizations have changed, and the world looks completely different. Yet children still invent stories for their favorite dolls, race toy cars across the floor, and create brand new games with whatever they can find. The toys may have changed, but imagination never has.